I was in secondary school, I always really liked maths, science, physics, chemistry and biology, and I think when I got into probably in around the intercert time, I actually was interested in doing veterinary. But my mother, I think, started a campaign with me in terms of all the things that could go wrong if I became a vet, or all those illnesses that I could get if I became a vet. So ultimately, I think I listened, and then I started thinking, okay, what else would I like to do? And given I enjoyed the maths and physics so much, I started looking up at what were the less so about the careers, but more what were the available, I will say, opportunities in college. And electrical engineering caught my eye, and I decided I wanted to do electrical engineering. Now, at the time, my first careers teacher that I had was, I will say, a little bit more old school, and I got the, "Are you really sure you want to do this?" It was she was very much into guiding people towards primary teaching, nursing, hairdressing, or arts at college. Then, for various reasons, the career teacher changed in the school, and the career teacher that I had for Leaving Cert was very forward-thinking, and she very much embraced the fact that I wanted to do something different, and she encouraged me, and I applied for electrical engineering in UCC, and I got it. Well, when I joined, there was 55 of us, 5 of us females and 50 males. I mean, the reality is, it really didn't bother me. I mean, we all knew each other. It's still a relatively small class, right? So we were very much treated equally within the college. So I think because we were very much treated equally, yes, I recognise we were a minority, but it didn't really matter, because it was about getting through our classes, getting our stuff done. It was about doing well, because none of us 5 females wanted to be the last in the class. So I think all of us did really, really well as we went through college. So I enjoyed my college time. I did my undergraduate degree. It was in electrical engineering, and at the end of it, I applied for jobs at the same time, and I actually got offered a job in digital in Clonmel. But at the same time, I was thinking about what did I really want to do, and I decided I'd go and do a master's in college. So I did a master's in computer science, and I did the master's in computer science, but I realised probably about 3 or 4 months into it, I really didn't like it. I genuinely really didn't like it, because at the time it was the computer power wasn't very good at the time. So many of the analysis that I was doing would take 2 or 3 days to run, and quite often it might crash about halfway in, and you'd have to start again. So but I decided I'd finish my master's, and then when I finished my master's, I decided I'd change fields back into semiconductor physics. So I went back into semiconductor physics, and I did a PhD, and that took about 3.5, 4 years. And as part of doing my PhD, I got an opportunity of understanding the basics in device physics, as well as semiconductor processing. So at the end, when I finished my PhD, I had spent about a year in my PhD in Leuven in Belgium, because I had decided halfway through I kind of wanted to see how it was done elsewhere. So my PhD advisor gave me the opportunity to go spend 3 months in Belgium. As it turned out, the way the work happened, it made a lot more sense for me to stay there for pretty much a year. And when I finished, they phoned me up and they offered me would I come back to do a postdoc for them. And I went back to Belgium, and I did a postdoc for almost 2 years in Leuven in IMEC in Leuven in Belgium. And then after that, the NMRC, which is part of UCC, is called Tyndall now, they offered me a job to come back and run one of their process integration groups. So I came back and I ran the process integration. And then in late 95, early 96, Intel phoned me and said, would I consider applying for a job within, it was Fab 14 at that time, because originally Fab 10 was built and then Fab 14 was coming up. So I hummed and hawed for a while, and eventually I decided I would apply, and I'd come, and nothing ventured, nothing gained, nothing lost. So I came and I interviewed here in Leixlip, and I got offered the job in Leixlip. And one of the principal reasons that I took the job was, while I enjoyed research, one of the challenges I always had when I was doing research was, well, you don't have industrial experience. And as a manager of the group in research, one of my jobs was to write the project submissions, so I could guarantee the funding for my group. Now with that came do you have industrial experience or not? So I decided I'd join Intel and go get the industrial experience and tick that box. And I joined Intel, and it worked for me very well, and I've been with Intel ever since. I think just take a look at what, if I go back to when Intel was here in Ireland before I joined Intel Ireland, right? It was in the late 80s, early 90s. Intel came. If you take a look at since that period of time, I think electronic manufacturing has been integral to the overall growth within Ireland. I think it's been integral in terms of Ireland changing from an economic perspective, but also Ireland changing, I would say, from a thought perspective and becoming much more international. So I think manufacturing overall is an integral piece of Ireland's economy. It's been in the past, it helps us growth, and I think it needs to remain that way in the future. Well, I think first off, to say what did it mean to me, I think it meant probably even more to my family than it did to me. Right, because I do my job and I try and do it to the best possible, and I kind of forget that my role and stuff in terms of job title, that has never been really important to me. It's about doing a good job. But I think it meant a lot to my family. It meant a lot to the people I've worked with all along here in Intel Ireland and the US, because my success was because of everyone who supported me along the way. So I think I was very happy that I achieved it, not just for my family, but also for the people who've helped me along the way. Because no person is an island, everybody's success, you're helped there by many people along the way. So for that, I was very, very happy. So as Vice President, myself and my partner Steve Megley, we work two in a box. It's basically we share responsibilities for the manufacturing, the fab sort manufacturing division of Intel. We manage around 13,500 people. We manage about 7 sites. So a lot of my daily business is travel to the individual sites: China, Israel, Ireland, Hudson, New Mexico, Arizona, and Portland. So there is oversight of the individual sites. However, all the site managers are very, very senior. So the reality is, typically we don't have to spend much time on any of the day-to-day operations at the given sites, because the site management is very, very senior. So that doesn't take much of our time. A lot of my time is around planning for the future, planning where the business needs to go within our business unit for the future, looking at where we're from an efficiency perspective, and looking how day on day we can build on the strength and the knowledge we have today, so that tomorrow is still better. That overall, even though we have excellent manufacturing prowess, you can never stop improving it.